Today marks 1432nd day for lessons I learn and continue to learn with you. Well, I hope these insights will inspire you, support you, and help achieve your goals and will empower you to become the person that you want to become. Today I speak about religion, faith, and spirituality. Sometimes people are afraid of that word religion, and sometimes just want to run away from it. But I think it's very important to understand it, even though that I do not call myself religious. I do not call myself religious, but I call myself a faithful person. I believe in faith, not religion. I think that religion becomes something that's too rigid, and that's why I do not look at religion. And is there a benefit of religion? 100%. Is there bad things about religion? 100%. And I think there's more benefits of religion than not. But I'm calling myself a faithful person or follower of Christ rather than really following the names or denominations or anything in between. And I think that spirituality is very, very powerful as well. And we understand that sometimes, again, we attach religion equals spirituality. That's not true. Religion could be spirituality, but and again, so that means that spirituality doesn't require you to be religious. Faith doesn't require you to be religious. So spirituality and religion doesn't work together. And at the same time, faith and spirituality could work separately. But I think that when you have faith, most likely you will be a spiritual being because you understand that there is something transcendence beyond you. So today we'll share what I want to really um, discuss and really speak about difference between religion, spirituality, and faith. And I think that before I do that, I really want to share one of the on probably the most important part, the difference between faith and religion. And I think that this beautiful, beautiful thing that I think that that's why I believe in faith so much is that I think that what happened over time with religion is that there was bonuses of having faith. It was bonuses of having faith. And religion, for example, that means that when you have religion, that means that you have a community, you have belonging, you have a guidance, you have accountability. There's so many beautiful things coming from community. But when you really build that community and really build some great guidelines, aspirations, the things that we could do, and I think, and some people come and rather than saying that it could be nice to do it, it must be done, otherwise you will go to hell. And I think that's where the difficulty is with religion, because there are some people who are really open, and some people are very rigid. And I think sometimes that rigidity is not a good thing, because if it's supposed to be open, because every single person is a little bit different. I don't say that about sin. I don't say about the things that is bad that every single person understands is not moral or right. But in general, when they think about really going to church and it's a beautiful thing, but that's I guess it's a bonus of having faith. It's a bonus, not a mandatory thing to do. And I think that's again we need to understand that religion is very structured and rigid a lot of times. Not every single person who is religious will be rigid, but we have a tendency to look into religion as very structured and doctrinated thing. While when we look into spirituality is still different and is probably opposite of religion. Spirituality is all open. It's all about personal joy, inner sense of connection, because every single person has a different sense of connection, different relationship with transcendence, different way to connecting that spirituality. Sometimes meditation, sometimes maybe prayer. I found so many people find different way. Maybe going to nature, that's a spirituality as well. So every single person find different way to really build a spirituality. So definition of religion is organized system, beliefs, while spirituality is like personal inner sense of connection. And for faith is that just really believing in something greater than yourself. And it's again a beautiful thing. So what is the focus of religion? Focus is all about community, like collection of rituals, traditions, moral codes. When we think about spirituality, it's all about individual growth, meaning and inner growth. When I think about faith is conviction and trust regardless of evidence. And that's a beautiful thing. Trust regardless of evidence. And that's the thing that people who have faith, massive faith, they achieve much more in business because they are able to go pursue business without evidence. But they have that massive aspiration, massive belief, massive determination to really make things happen. And that is enough truly go and do the things necessary. Because some people say like, oh, I just need to see it before I do it. But when we need to do it before we see it. Number 3 is a practice. I think that religion is a lot of times as worships, rituals, sacraments, and all ceremonies like moral laws, all the things there's a lot of practices in religion. In spirituality is different. It's just meditation, reflection, mindfulness, personal exploration. And I think that faith, there's a little bit similarities with spirituality as well, that we have that prayer, that trust, that hope. And I think that one of the most beautiful words in faith is surrender. Surrendering and accepting. Acceptance of yourself, acceptance of situation, acceptance of things. Because I think that when you accept your station, you're able to change it. It's such a weird thing. When you accept, you're able to change. And what is that when you deny your situation, you're not able to really change that because you push away. When you accept it, you just say, this is what it is. Now I know that this is my situation. And then the question is what I will do now. What I will do now. And I think that's where the faith actually truly helps. The source of authority in religion is sacred texts, traditions, institutions, religious leaders. So spirituality is a lot of times personal intuitions, inner wisdom, direct experience. And that's why it's a lot of times lacking accountability, because it's coming a lot of times just from yourself. Source of authority is a lot of times the same with faith as well, because it's coming from personal conviction. And so this is communal and cultural belief, because I think that faith and religion have some similarities, and spirituality with faith has similarities. And this is, again, there's a lot of similarities between them as well. So what's the goal? What's the goal between religion, spirituality, and faith? So the goal for religion is collective belonging, order, salvation, alignment with divine law. Spirituality is all about alignment, and this is a very, very common alignment. We are seeking alignment, self-realization, peace, and personal growth. And last one, faith. And I think that those are beautiful words when you think about really faith, why it's so important to really develop your faith, is strength, resilience, and a hope in unseen. And I think that when you have religion, you might have spirituality and you might have faith. You can potentially have all three together. So if you can, why not do all three together? Because every single thing focus on different aspects. I mean, I think that it's not supposed to be one or another. It's not supposed to be that I'm a religious person, but I'm not spiritual. I think that sometimes people do that. So I have heard that all meditation is for evil. I mean, it's meditation, how it can be evil, connecting with yourself, that you could be more aware, more present, and you can be better in prayer and have a better relationship with God itself. How that could be evil? I think that praying and seeing yourself as a God, that could be potentially, of course, that could be evil if you see yourself as God. But when you see yourself as a created human being, and you want to really develop yourself, you want to grow yourself, you want to pray, you want to meditate, I think it's a beautiful thing to really develop, not just faithful. And I said that I do not call myself a religious person, but I see there's a lot of benefits in having a religion, and I focus on receiving those benefits. So community. And I think that is a beautiful thing when you're able to really surround yourself with people who really share ideas. And I think about one is beautiful thing about religious leaders who pastors, they have so much wisdom, because people who really read Bible over and over again, they have so much wisdom. And I think that people go to conferences and spend so much money investing in growth material. But when you look and go to pastors and listen to their sermons and the wisdom that they share during those sessions, just incredible how much they share. Not every single pastor, you know that like every single athlete is one is better, one is worse, one is better. Exactly the same with pastors. One is better, one is worse, but they do their best and they share every single time wisdom that we can learn and include something into our lives. And that's why I said that one of the best, probably the most beneficial thing about religion is that community part. And I think that faith, having that understanding, there's no structures, no rules, but there's bonuses. Because I think that is a beautiful thing when you think about Christian belief, that God came to us because he had that unconditional love. Not, we don't need to do deeds to get to him. And that's, I think that's the most important part, is that knowing that we don't need to do deeds, we just need to have that true faith in Jesus Christ. At that moment, we're able to live like Jesus Christ, and we live it like Jesus Christ in a way how he lived. We will live a beautiful life because we will have alignment with a lot of values, and action that will take will dictate that dictate where we go. And I think that is a beautiful thing. And this topic is probably, I still need to reflect on it, but I think there's a beautiful topic when you really reflect on it yourself, on religion, spirituality, and faith, and how to blend. Because to be honest, before this message, I was thinking, okay, how I could separate them together. But during the message, when I was sharing, I realized that it's not to separate them, but to bring them together to actually live a beautiful life. So I hope you choose to win, and see you tomorrow.